Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 17 of What If Naruto was from the two greatest clans. Remember to get this one to 200 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto's a Smart Prodigy and enjoy that. And later on this channel, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was sent to the Marvel world. And over on Anime King 2, I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was a god amongst man. So stay tuned for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last time we left off, Shikaku was at all of his might as he glared down at Naruto dangerously. As seeing Naruto standing there, and it reminded him of the first Hokage who used a Mokidan to seal him back then as he tried to kill Naruto. But Naruto told him to go back in his seal because he wanted to talk to Gaara. If Naruto had suppressed him right there and then, Gaara would be unconscious and won't be waking up for a while. As Naruto told him he would beat him down then until he gave into submission. As Shikaku merely chuckled as the battle started. Meanwhile that was going on, Kushina came back with an ink and brush as he started to bypass the seal array, as she also had something for Orochimaru to make sure that he paid for attacking the village. As she started to bypass seal array and get inside. As Naruto was fighting and facing off against Shikaku, Shikaku realized that this kid is more than he seems as Naruto released Amaterasu and started incinerating the giant Biju all over his body as Shikaku quickly shaved that sand and made it drop to the ground. As Naruto started to release attacks after attacks as he used a wooden wall that tied around Shikaku and smashed him down into the ground. Shikaku broke free as he leaped back. He then created a Biju bomb. All the people of the village could see the monster and the giant bomb that was being created as all of them started to fight for their life. Meanwhile, inside of the sealing array, Orochimaru was shocked when Hoshirama broke out of his control, as Hoshirama didn't want that to destroy Konoha. But the people then saw something emerge as Biju released the bomb. But it was Naruto as he used one of Hoshirama's technique, the wooden dragon, as the dragon swallowed the bomb and exploded into pieces, but at least it didn't affect Konoha. As everyone of Konoha knew that there was only one person at this age who can produce wood style, as they were all cheering Naruto's name. The invasion has come to a loss. Kushina finally breaks through the barrier as she thrusts the kunai towards Minato. As Minato releases seals, as he placed it on Tobirama and one on Hoshirama, and free their souls. As Hoshirama just smiled at Minato and told him to continue protecting the village. Orochimaru, knowing that he was at a disadvantage now, he tried to flee but Minato stomped into his back and placed a seal onto him. As Orochimaru felt his arms burning, the seals prevented him from ever using his arms again just to make him suffer. As Orochimaru shed his skin coming out of his mouth, but his arms were still affected by the seal as he cursed. The Sound 4 then released the barrier as Teiwai and the others drop a bunch of smoke bombs to get them out of there. As a dozen Sound Shinobis appear to hold off the Hokage while Orochimaru flee. As Kushina saw Orochimaru and others fleeing as she chased after them. Meanwhile that was going on, Naruto created a wooden golem as he smashed into Shikaku and tackled him straight down to the ground. Naruto then leaped off the golem and smashed his fist into Gaara's face, tearing him out of the sand, as Shikaku was broken apart. Naruto then started to walk towards Gaara as the monstrous golem behind him, making him look more dangerous as Gaara said he doesn't want to be erased. He will prove his existence, as Naruto gave him one of those powerful speeches as Gaara realized the things that he needed was precious people, as Naruto told him, precious people make you stronger. Sasuke then arrived and tried to kill Gaara, but Naruto stopped him The Saiyan siblings begged, as Temari begged for them not to kill her brother. They were in no state to fight Naruto or Sasuke right now. Well, Naruto was putting on a brave show, but he was exhausted on the inside. As Naruto tried to calm Sasuke down, but Sasuke was pissed. But the Saiyan siblings end up fleeing though. As Naruto asked Sasuke what is going on, Sasuke just had this anger tone about him. Naruto told Sasuke to calm down after seeing the mark spreading on his body. So Sasuke did. As Naruto felt his mother chakra, she was fighting nearby as he rushed off, told Sasuke to go back to the village. As Naruto headed out to see his mother, and Naruto then saw Orochimaru thrust the Kusanagi sword after her, but it passed her. The sword then started to levitate off the ground, as the Sound Force was attacking her at the same moment, as the sword was coming to stab her right through the back. But in the last second, with his low chakra, Naruto could only flash away, as he appeared behind his mother. Kushina turned as she saw Naruto on the ground. The sword pierced through his chest. The sword then pulled from him from Orochimaru's connection over it. As the Sound Force took Orochimaru and started to flee, another group of Sound Ninjas appeared. But Kushina went wild on a rampage, seeing her son like that. After so many years, the Kyuubi was allowed a bit of freedom as the chakra exploded outwards. Minato and the others arrived to see Naruto on the ground, as Jiraiya quickly dealt with Kushina by placing a seal on her forehead to calm her down. After that, Naruto woke up in an empty plane as he realized he was probably dead. But then he saw a man. The man was a sage of the Sixth Path. As the sage told him that he's not dead, his body is just changing. And also, he has left a scroll behind with Ragnarok for him to learn about his new abilities. Suddenly out in the real world, Naruto was surrounded as Tsunade was there trying to heal him, but she wasn't feeling a heartbeat as she started to cry, making the people around her feel dread as they just saw him save the village single-handedly by stopping that Biju bomb as everyone slowly arrived. As Konan was also there watching in shadows, but suddenly a burst of chakra exploded from him. So yeah guys, that was basically let's go with that off. You guys can switch across to this and check it out for yourself. So what do you say we begin this new episode? Everyone around was watching with shock as chakra was just bursting out of Naruto's entire body. As all of them were watching, Samantha, Samui, everyone was there. What is going on, said Samantha, as Sasuke was beside her. As Sasuke had just wiped away his eyes because he thought his best friend was dead. I have no idea, he said. The chakra then started to recede back into Naruto's body. His body then started to float up off the ground as everyone watched in amaze because the sun was shining so brightly behind him as his body floated up in the air and he was now right side up and the sun behind him gave him a godly view. As the chakra, all of it went inside his body. Suddenly, his eyes slowly started to open, making Kushina gasp as she thought that he was dead. Tsunade saying the same thing as a smile came on her face because a minute ago she didn't feel any heartbeat. But what everyone was shocked to see was his eyes. They were no longer the same like before. They were now purple with ripple patterns in them. But Naruto's eyes then quickly shut as he came collapsing out of the air. But Minato quickly jumped up and grabbed him and settled down. As he placed to check Naruto's pulse, as everyone held their breath in anticipation, even though saying that they want to hear the news. He's alive, Minato said, as everyone erupted into cheers to see their beloved savior alive. For a second there, they thought that he was dead, as everyone saw what he did. That wooden dragon that saved them from the Biju bomb that would have blown the village to smithereens. It was him. As everyone came walking over to see their precious savior. Time skip. A day later, Naruto slowly opened his eyes. The first thing he saw was bright white light and nothing else as his eyes get comfortable with the vision in the room. As he started to stir and looked around, he tried to pick himself up but a hand placed on his chest pushed him back down gently. You need to rest more. As Naruto slowly turned to see his grandmother there as she smiled at him as tears quickly started to build up in her eyes. Hey grandma, why are you crying? Naruto said. He then realized what he said. Oh, sorry, Tsunade-sama, as she told him not to call her grandma. But she then come in closer as she pulled him into a hug. I thought I lost you, she said. Tears started to leak from her eyes as Naruto placed the arm around her and hugged her back. Don't worry, you know I will not be taken down that easily, Naruto said. And besides, who would be here to stop Jiraiya from his perverted advances when he tried them against you? As Tsunade smiled, as for a second there, she felt all of her hope gone yesterday, as she thought she lost him. Naruto was a light in her life now. Yes, she had Kushina and the others, but Naruto was just something special. He was special to her and she loved him so much. After losing Dan and Nawaki, she couldn't lose someone else. She couldn't lose him, not to mention the terrible toll this would put on Kushina and Minato. So she was happy that he was okay. Naruto and her then break the hug as Naruto looked over to see many gift baskets, many things on the table. As they were even falling off, some of them are on the ground. What are those? Oh, well, you become even more popular, if I can say, she said. People saw what you did. You saved the entire village from that Biju bomb. When did you even learn the wood dragon technique? Well, it's something I've been working on, Naruto said, but I'm just happy that it worked. So, it was a gamble, she asked. Well, pretty much. But if that hadn't worked, I would have tried my best to stop it, Naruto said. Well, we're lucky, she said. You're better at gambling than me. Naruto, about your... Tsunade was quickly cut off and the door burst open as Kushina brushed inside, passing Tsunade as she grabbed Naruto into a bone-crushing hug. She squeezed him as tight as she could. Mom, hurts, Naruto said, as she released him. She then turned towards him with tears in her eyes. What were you thinking, she said. How could you do something like that? Why would you jump in the way? Naruto looked down. I'm sorry, but my body just moved on its own. As she hugged him again. I know you want to save me and all, Naruto, but please, don't do that again. A mother should never be the one to bury her own child. It'd break me out there seeing you lying down on the ground. As Naruto hugged back his mother, it's gonna be alright, Naruto said. I'm fine now, as you can see. As Kushina wiped away her tears. As Minato stepped in as well. As he came over, as the three of them hugged each other. As Tsunade came in and pulled the three of them in a hug as well. As the family shared a wonderful moment, they then heard footsteps behind them. As they saw Haku standing there. As Naruto extended his hand towards Haku. As Haku rushed over as well and came in on the hug. With tears in her eyes as she was happy to see that he was alive. A couple of hours later, Naruto was alone. As they told him they would talk later. They would just give him time to readjust and make him get some rest. As Naruto figured he had to tell them about the sage and everything that he saw. As he still couldn't believe it. The sage of Sixth Path, he said. As he sat down, he was really chosen to be something special. The weird thing was he hasn't seen Samantha or Sasuke. As he wondered where could they be. He asked his mother and father, but they said they didn't see them either. As he wondered what is going on. Why haven't they come to visit him? Suddenly he heard something at the door. As the person knocked, he could already tell who it was. Who is it, he said for the fun of it. But the person did not answer. Who is it, he said. I already know you know it's me. A cool, calm voice said. Now can I come in? Of course you can, Naruto said. Stepping into the room was Samui. I'm surprised, Naruto said. Surprised about what? She asked. To see you visit me, Naruto said to her. I thought you hated me. And to see that you're still here. I thought you and your Raikage would have left by now. The Raikage is staying in your village for one more night. He's talking to your Hokage about dealings. Dealings? Said Naruto. You don't have to worry about that, she said. And by the way, you did come visit me when I was in the hospital. So I suggest that I'll repay you the favor. I don't like owing people things. Why would you owe me anything about that, Naruto said. I just came to check up on you to make sure that you're okay. So you didn't come here to make sure I'm okay. You just came here to make sure you're paying back your debt. Am I right, Naruto said. Of course I am. What other reason would there be? You know you're real cold. Are you this way with all of your friends? Who told you that we were friends, she asked. Well, if we're not, why do you visit me, Naruto said. Because you visit me in the hospital, she said to him. Well, if that's the case, I'm fine, Naruto said. You can leave now. But she didn't leave, she walked over to him. What are you doing, Naruto said. As she looked at him rather strangely, and just stopped right above him looking down at him. This girl is really strange, he thought to himself, as she extended her hand and placed on his cheek. I'm glad you're okay. That caught Naruto off guard, as he didn't expect that. She is so cold and emotionless towards him. Why would she be glad that he's okay? She then turned and started to walk away, confusing him even more. Hey, wait, Naruto said. As she stopped. What is it, she said, in her cold tone. Do you have two personalities or something? Naruto asks. Why are you cold to me one moment and then nice to me the next? It's because you're different. And I really don't know what I'm feeling, she said. What do you mean by that? Naruto said. I don't even know myself. How should I explain to you? And then she walked off, leaving Naruto just sitting there. She's really strange. Yeah, she is, Naruto said. As he picked himself out of bed, as he seriously started to wonder where the hell is Sasuke and Samantha. As Naruto got up, as Naruto headed off, minutes later, Naruto was searching for the both of them. His mother and father would be angry that he left the hospital, including his grandma. But he wondered where the hell were they, and why haven't they come to say anything to him? So he was going to search for them himself, as he started to spread out his senses around the village. As Naruto arrived to a training field where he found them. Arriving at the training field, he was in a tree looking down, as he saw the both of them sparring. But this was different from how they usually spar. This seems more bloody and harsh. As the both of them were going at it, the both of them leaped back and went through hand sign as they fire off massive fireballs at each other. The fireballs clashed in together. The both of them then blurred away as they appeared and started to thrust their fists forward. Their fists created contact as it created a small wave because of the amount of pressure they were hitting each other with. The both of them jumped back and pulled several kunais and shurikens and tossed them at each other, but they deflect one another's attacks. As Samantha then leaped towards Sasuke, Sasuke ducked under her kick as he grabbed her leg and thrust her over his shoulder and slammed her into the ground. She went through one-handed handstand and slammed her hand on the ground as the ground shook violently as Sasuke was about to fall over, but she delivered a solid kick into his stomach that pushed him back as he flipped and landed on his feet. Sasuke then went through handstand as she did the same. The both of them had electricity sparkling around their hand, as Naruto wondered if they have gone insane or something, using the Chidori against each other like that. The both of them dashed forward at incredible speed, intending on clashing their Chidori together, but they saw a flash as their hand was grabbed. The moment their hand was grabbed, it gave them flashes of Itachi holding on to their arms, as the both of them saw Itachi looming over them. As Samantha watched them, "My stupid little sister," said Itachi, "you're still not strong enough," as he slapped away her arm. "My stupid little brother Sasuke, you're still not strong enough," as he slapped away his arm. The both of them had a look of shock on their face. What the hell is going on? As they were snapped from their trance, as they looked at Naruto. Naruto noticed something, as it was their marks. It was receding back in their body, meaning that it was just recently being shown. "Why are you guys fighting like this? What is going on?" Naruto said, as he did not understand why would they go all out on each other like that. That was a bit intense for a sparring session, wasn't it? Naruto asked. "We have to test our true skills," said Samantha, as her tone sounded rather cold. "If we keep on playing all the time, there is no tell how strong we are, and we won't able to reach our full capabilities and surpass them." Sasuke then grunted. "Besides, you have far surpassed us at this level, and we need to get stronger to complete our goal." What is going on between you two?" Naruto said. "You two are acting rather different." "You know you almost died, right?" said Samantha. "Yeah, I know, but Naruto was cut off, and we couldn't do anything about it," said Sasuke. "You guys weren't even there," Naruto said. "But it was my mother, and I would have gladly gave my life for her, so you two don't have to blame yourself for that." "We do," said Samantha. "Why?" Naruto said. "Because we're not strong enough." "Not strong enough for what?" "To defeat him." Naruto knew who she was talking about. "Listen," Naruto says. He stepped forward. "No, you listen," said Sasuke. "She's right. We've been wasting our time here. We have trained so hard and yet he's still able to defeat the both of us pretty easily. What does that tell you?" As Naruto narrowed his eyes at the both of them. "I think you two need to calm down," he said. "No, you're the one who need to calm down," said Samantha. "We are perfectly calm. We just start to see things for what they truly are. We need to get stronger, and this is not the right way to do it." As Naruto saw the marks on their necks started to take over their body a bit. "You're not in the right state of mind," Naruto said. "Those marks, they're messing with you. You two need to calm down." Sasuke then stepped towards Naruto. "Naruto, you just came from the hospital. How are you feeling?" he asked. Oh well, I'm pretty fine, Naruto said. You know I heal rather quickly. Then fight us, said Samantha. Fight you? Said Naruto. Yes, fight us. If you're perfectly fine, then fight us. I want to see how far we have reached. If we're anywhere near to taking down him. And do not hold back. If you do, I won't forgive you, said Samantha. Naruto took a step back. I'm not gonna fight you guys. I don't know what has gone through your head, but you two need to calm. But he couldn't get a finish a sentence as he had to duck a roundhouse kick from Sasuke. Sasuke, what the hell? He then had to dodge a fist from Samantha as he leaned back. The both of them dashed towards him on opposite side as he leaped up in the air. As Naruto went through handstand, wood style, wood binding prison, he said, as wood vines break from the ground. Samantha and Sasuke leaped back as lightning sparkled around their hand as they drive it right into the wood style, shredding it to pieces. They then turned their attention towards Naruto as they leap up into the air. Their shidori missing from their hand now. They flicked a kunai as they thrust the two kunais towards him. Naruto turned his hand into a wooden spear as he blocked the two kunais. Samantha appeared above him as she fired off a massive fireball that came down towards him. And Sasuke did the same from below as Naruto was trapped in the center. As Naruto went through handstand in mid-air, water style, water prison trap, as he blew out a stream of water from his mouth. The stream of water then slowly started to surround him as the two fireballs clashed on him with a boom. The both of them landed and waited, but Naruto came out of that perfectly unharmed, just water drenching on his body. I don't know what has gotten into your heads, but the both of you need to calm down. That mark is really affecting you. I need to tell my mom to take another look at it. It needs to be sealed. No, Samantha said. This is what is giving us more power, to take you on, but you're still holding back. So fight for real, she said, as she dashed towards him, as Sasuke didn't move. She rushed towards him with incredible punches and kicks, but Naruto blocked and deflected all of them, as that got Samantha even more infuriated, until she passed through Naruto's defense, because he was still holding back a lot, as she landed a fist into his face. As that knocked him back a bit, Sasuke appeared on his left, as Samantha was going in for another kick, but Naruto's eyes snapped, as a wave of malicious chakra blasted out of his body, blowing back the both of them, as the both of them were sent crashing down to their knees because of the pressure of the chakra. Both of you need to calm down, Naruto said. You're getting ahead of yourself. The both of them looked up at him as the marks started to recede back to their neck, as the both of them had a rather disappointed look on their faces. As Naruto noticed, both of them gave each other a small nod. Are you two okay? He said. I'm sorry if I... Oh, we're fine, Samantha said. We're the one who should be sorry. I guess we took it a bit too overboard there. Are you sure you're okay? Naruto asked. Oh, don't worry, Sasuke said. We're fine. But Naruto could hear something in their voices. Something that just made him feel sad. As he felt sorry for them. The looks on their faces. As he wondered what is driving them so hard, he knew that Itachi has been putting a big stress on their mind lately, but he thought that with him, his mother, his father and his grandmother, they would probably ease into the family a bit, like Haku, and not focus on revenge that much. We're sorry we didn't come to visit you at the hospital, said Samantha. Yeah, sorry about that, said Sasuke. I guess we've just been preoccupied with other things. But are you truly okay? And sorry for attacking you yet again, said Samantha, as she walked up to him and placed a hand on his shoulder. Yeah, I'm fine. She then wrapped her arms around him, pulling him into a tight hug. Don't do something as stupid as that again. I thought I lost you out there. As Naruto hugged her back. I'll always be here for you, he said. So you won't ever lose me. As she breathed the hug with a smile. Thank you for that, she said. As Sasuke walked over, as he held up his fist, as both him and Naruto boomed fists together. We've been friends for a long time, Naruto, Sasuke said. And you have helped me every step of the way. And I thank you for that. As Naruto chuckled a bit, the way the both of you are talking is like you're giving me a goodbye speech. Why would we be doing that? Said Samantha. It just sounded like that, Naruto said. But come on, let's go get some ramen. Naruto! His name was screamed out rather loud. As Naruto turned to see his mother, her hair, floating rather deadly in the air. I thought I told you to rest in bed. Even though you seem fully recovered, your body still need rest. As Naruto started to back away from the two. I gotta go, guys, he said. I guess I'll see you later, as he ran off, as his mother brushed past them with incredible speed. Come back here, she shouted. Said Sasuke. Things never change, he said. As Samantha looked at him, this is going to be really hard, she said. I know, said Sasuke. But it's the only way. I know, Samantha said. We need to make him pay for what he did. We can't just let him live on like easy after taking so much away from us. And it seems like he's still just far beyond our reach. We have to get stronger. Here, we're not taking the necessary steps to get stronger. We have to push out of these boundaries. And there is only one person that can do that can help us with that. As Sasuke lowered his head, I know. But the mere sight of him sickens me. He almost killed Naruto. I want to tear him to pieces for that. I know, but you have to calm yourself. It also gave me great agony to just see him. But he's the only one that can help us right now. And you do know our plan, right? Said Samantha. After we get what we want, by that time, we will wait for the right opportunity and take him down once and for all. But do you think they're gonna accept us after we did all of that, big brother? She asked. As Sasuke sighed, it's gonna take a lot, but I believe they will accept us back. But it's gonna be hard for a little while. I understand, she said, but we have to do this. As Sasuke nodded, time skipped. 3 days later. It seems like we don't have to take the rough way so willingly, said a female voice, as it was Teiwaya from the Sound 4, as she was looking at Sasuke and Samantha. The both of them were in Training Ground 7, as it was currently daytime, as Teiwaya was leaning on a tree branch. You got into the village rather easily, said Sasuke. Where are the others? He asked. Don't worry about them. Just make sure to get ready by tonight. We're gonna be leaving at midnight tonight to sneak you guys out of here. And don't go and do anything stupid or dumb to get yourself caught. You got that, idiots? Who are you calling an idiot? Said Samantha. You, of course. Orochimaru-san may have wanted the both of you, but to me you're nothing but maggots, and I don't really care for any of you. So, don't do anything stupid, and everything will go through well. Meet me at the West Forest. We will take it from there. As she then vanished. So the time has come, said Samantha as she sat down. It seems that way, said Sasuke. Are we really gonna do this? She said. There's no turning back now, Sasuke said. We have to. I guess you're right, she said. But shouldn't we say one last goodbye? We can't do that, Sasuke said. If we make it seem in any way like we're saying goodbye, you know Naruto will find out rather quickly. He even suspects us. Just talking back then. And we weren't even trying to say goodbye. I was just telling him how much of a best friend he has been. Well, that sounds like a goodbye, said Samantha. We can't think about this now, Sasuke said. Just get your thing tonight, and we will go. Alright, fine, she said. Time skip. Later that night. Well, I'm gonna turn in for the night, Naruto said, as he stretched. Dad was still at the office working, and his mom was there as well. Bachan had went to a small village in the fire country to help out the town. They had been struck by a disease, and she went to help them out. And the village is rather low on ninjas as well, seeing that most of them were working rather hard to get the repairs done and taking as many jobs as possible after what happened to Konoha in the invasion. So the village was rather low on ninjas, so Dad has to be working at the office non-stop lately, going through lots of paperwork. I'll see you, Naruto said, as he headed inside, leaving Samantha and Sasuke outside as the both of them were sitting down. It was rather late, as they had spent the entire night talking, just talking about old times and reminiscing things. But Naruto didn't pay it any real mind, as Naruto headed to his room. He first wanted to take a bath. After soaking in the bath and enjoying himself, he went to go and have a sleep, as he's been really tired and beat lately, as he has been training and practicing with his wood clones, as he needed to get stronger if he was going to face off against the dangerous foes to come. He hasn't had much time to talk to his mother and father about the Sage of Six Paths yet, seeing that things have been really busy. But tomorrow, his father is going to take a day off, and leave everything to his assistants. And him, his mother, and Snadibachan, she'll come back to the village. And all of them will have a nice day and talk to each other. As they also want to know what they witnessed that day. What happened to Naruto and how that chakra poured out of his body like that. And what happened to him. And his eyes. They only saw it for a second, but they saw it. Meanwhile, at the hidden rain, as Konan arrived, she quickly walked up to Nagato who was sitting in his mechanical walker. So what happened? Said Nagato. As Konan looked at him, it appeared that he was right. His eyes. For a split second though I saw them, they changed. It really happened, said Nagato. Yes. But after that they reverted back to normal. Unlike your eyes. His can revert back to his normal eyes. But yours are forever stuck in the Rinnegan form. That's rather different, said Nagato. I will have to talk to him soon enough. To see what his ideals and goals are. To see where he stands in bringing peace to this world. As you have told me, he is hell-bent on saving everything and bringing peace. But I want to know, what will it take for him? Will he do anything for peace? And what happened if he turns on you in full force, she asks. We will have to take him down. There cannot be two gods in this world, Nagato said. As Konan simply nodded. Meanwhile, Naruto was resting on his bed. As he was about to fall asleep when he heard a knock on his door. Huh? Who is it? He said. As the door opened, it's me. As Samantha entered his room. Oh, Samantha, I thought when Sasuke already went to sleep. What's going on? He said. By the way, where's Haku? Naruto said. I haven't seen her. Oh, she's with your mother. They should be arriving home anytime now. I thought you'd be with them. Girls' night out, Naruto asked. Yeah, something like that. But I wasn't feeling all too well, so I decided to stay home. Oh, okay, Naruto said. So, what is it? Naruto asked. She walked over to him. As Naruto looked at her strangely because she was getting rather close. As she pulled him in for a hug. Lately you've been hugging me a lot, Naruto said. It's just 2 times, you idiot, she said. So what is this for? He asked. I just want to thank you for all that you did for me and Sasuke when everything happened. Well, you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to thank me for that. Besides, you guys were there for me as well when you were younger. So I wouldn't just leave you out like that. And don't worry, as I told you, we all will get stronger and we will face them. And I will help you get your revenge for what he did. Itachi must pay for his crimes. Samantha smiled here and that. Thank you, she said, lowering her head. You seem sad. What's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. I just came to tell you thank you. See you soon, she said. As Naruto looked at her, he thought she was about to say tomorrow, but he shrugged it off. Well, see ya. As she shut off the light while leaving the room. The moment she left the room, she exploded in a poof of smoke. Meanwhile, the real Samantha smiled as she got the memories from her clone. Why are you smiling? Sasuke asked. You know we're doing something kind of bad, right? I was just thinking, she said. Hey you two, as the both of them stopped in their tracks. Where are the both of you going? Samantha turned as she narrowed her eyes. Sakura? What are you doing out here this time of the night? Oh, I was staying over at Ino's. But I guess I stayed here for a bit too late. So I'm going home, she said. But why are you two wearing backpacks? What is going on? Sasuke, what's going on? She narrowed her eyes at the both of them. And why are you two heading that way? That is out of the village. You two shouldn't be going on a mission this time of night, so what is... Sasuke then saw her. Look, as he seen that realization struck her. What is going on, she said, backing away a bit. But suddenly, Samantha vanished. As Sakura backed up right into Samantha. Sorry about this. We can't have you telling anyone. As she chopped her in the back of the neck. As she caught Sakura before she could collapse over. As she picked her up and placed her on the bench nearby. Well, Sasuke, I guess this is it, said Samantha. Let's go, Sasuke said, without looking back at the village. Because even though he needed power, it really pained him to do this. But they has to get stronger. They have to. As they arrived where they were supposed to meet to the Zone 4. Ah, you guys made it, said Kidomaru. So, let's begin the journey then. The next morning, Naruto wake up. As Naruto opened his eyes, what is going on, he said. As he saw Haku, She had a frantic look on her face, and she was just in her battle gear. What's going on? Hurry, get dressed. It's Sasuke and Samantha. What about them? Naruto said. They have left the hidden leaf. What? As Naruto quickly jumped out of bed. A couple of minutes later, Naruto burst into Hokage's office as he saw Neji and Rock Lee and Shikamaru. What are you guys doing here? He asked as Haku was behind him. Naruto said Minato, as Kushina was in the office as well. As Tsunade hadn't returned yet. Mom, Dad, what is going on? Naruto, I'm afraid that Samantha and Sasuke has left last night. What do you mean, left? Sakura was found and she relayed the information to us that the both of them had backpacks on their back and they were heading to the outer village entrance. So, I don't understand, Naruto said. A group of Chunins returned from a late night mission. They came into contact with the Sound 4, the one that assists Orochimaru in the invasion. And they were being led with Sasuke and Samantha. They weren't in restraints or anything, so I think they have went with them. Why would they do something like that? Naruto shouted. Naruto, calm down, said Kushina. Wait, I still don't understand. Why would they left the village? And we need to go after them. That is why I've assigned this team. What? Shouldn't you be sending more highly advanced ninja on this mission? Right now the village is stretched thin, Naruto. Extra thin. And there is no more manpower to send out there. Because of the recent invasion. I have already told you about this, Minato said. Yeah, I understand, but this is all I can provide for at the moment. But as soon as someone else comes in, I'll be sending them along. I should be going, said Kushina. You know why I can't do that, said Minato. The Akatsuki threat is still a big thing, and they're still after you. There's no telling when they will show their head. And this should be easy for you guys to take down, and bring Sasuke and Samantha back to the village. Don't worry, we will, said Naruto. Alright then, head out as soon as possible. And with that the group left the office, as Kushina went out with them as well. She gave Haku and Naruto one big hug, as she wished the rest of them luck, and told them to be safe out there. And with that the group left as she came back. I can't understand why did they left. We have shown them nothing but love and support all these years. Why would they do something like this? It must be because of that mark. That is the only way possible. They would never do something like this. Minato lowered his head. Is there something you're not telling me? She asked, after seeing the look on his face. Kakashi should be coming back from his mission soon. As once as he's back, he will be ready to go out there, because his mission was to just deliver intel. Let's just hope he get back soon enough. Time skip. Minutes later, the group were hopping from tree branch to tree branch. Neji, Naruto said. I'm on it, Neji said. Byakugan! As he started to stretch through the entire place. They're a few miles ahead of us. They're moving at a rather slow pace. And also, they have two large containers. I don't see Sasuke or Samantha, but those two containers had ceiling tags on them. I can only see fluctuation of chakra coming from them. It must be where Sasuke and Samantha is, but why would they be inside of containers? I have no clue, said Neji. What is the plan here, said Shikamaru. Yeah, I would like to know it as well, said Haku as she hopped beside them. As Naruto glanced behind him and looked at the group, as it seemed like all of them put him as the leader of this one. But it doesn't matter, he will get back those two no matter what. Before Naruto could say anything, he stopped. It took you long enough, he said, as the group looked up to see Keiji descended upon them. I heard what happened, Keiji said. I got here as fast as I could. What were those two thinking? I have no idea, said Naruto. Know that Keiji is here, Naruto said. I insist that we split up. Split up, said Shikamaru. That could be a good idea. Each of us taking on one of them, while the last remaining member go on and retrieve the coffins, and Keiji can fly them back to the village. Exactly my plan, Naruto said, and I will use my wood clones to assist you guys in the battle. That is most youthful of you, said Lee, as they continued to hop from tree branch to tree branch while Keiji was flying. It seems like they don't intend to pick up their pace, said Neji. With his Byakugan activated, they're moving at a slow pace, and I can see traps. They try to hide them well, but with my eyes I can see everything. Haku, Neji said, as he showed her the direction, as Haku pulled a Senma needle, as she thrust it forward and cut a wire, as a trap was shown, but the group leaped over it. Alright now, let's get to them as fast as we can, said Naruto. As the group increased your speed, meanwhile the zone 4. It seems like we're being chased, said Kidamaru. What do we do? As Jirobo was the one to speak. You guys go ahead, he said, as he handed the coffin over to Kidamaru. Seikon was already holding one. I'll deal with these brats behind our tail. Make sure you hurry up and finish them off, fatso. And don't let them get past you. I'm not gonna be carrying one of these coffins, said Teiwaya. You should really stop being so disrespectful, said Jirobo. Whatever, fatso, said Teiwaya. As the group then headed off, leaving Jirobo behind. 2 minutes passed. You can come out now, Jirobo said. I know that you're there. As the entire group flashed in front of him, Jirobo slammed his hand on the ground. Endless dome, he said, as the earth quickly shifted and surrounded the group. Keiichi tried to fly up, but it came to a lock as he slammed against the top part. As Jirobo chuckled, none of you guys are getting out of this, he said. Just keep on feeding now. As he started to absorb your chakra. I can feel my chakra leaving me, said Neji. Yes, me too, said Shikamaru. It seems like this guy's siphoning off our chakra. We have to break out of here, said Lee. Dynamic entry! As he smashed his foot into the wall. But it broke, but it then quickly reformed. Shikamaru then started to study the dome. As he then saw Keiichi fire off a blast. The blast hit the wall, but then the wall slowly reformed, very slowly. Shikamaru then came up with the idea, but before he could tell them what is going on, he heard giant Rasengan as Naruto smashed the giant Rasengan into the wall. Jirobo was caught completely off guard by that. The attack spinning violently, it ripped right through it as the group blasted right out. As Keiichi fly out and started to rain down fire on Jirobo. Jirobo jumped out of the way as he picked up a rather large stone from the ground. As he thrust it towards the group, Naruto clenched his fist as he enhanced it with chakra. He leaped forward and smashed his fist into it, breaking it apart. Quite strong, said Jirobo. You guys go ahead, said Haku. Remember the plan, I'll deal with this one. As the group looked at her and nodded, as they all went off. Where do you think you're going, said Jirobo as he jumped in front of the group. But he had to block several Senmon needles as they passed him. Meanwhile with the Zone 4, damn it, that fatso, he let them get past him. Teiwaya, it looks like it's your turn, said Kidamaru. As he handed her the coffin, she cursed. Don't worry guys, I'll be stopping them, Kidamaru said, as he stayed behind as the other two went off. The group then came upon Kidamaru. The moment they landed, they had to dodge several arrows, as Neji then leaped in a way as he deflected all of them with palm strikes. A Hyuga. This should be interesting, said Kidamaru. I'll handle this one, said Neji. You guys, go ahead. As Kidamaru makes several more arrows. I don't think so, he says, he fired them off. Neji leaped in a way. Rotation, as he blocked all of them. As the group then continued on. Meanwhile, the other sound too. You think it's time? Said Teiwaya as she looked at Seikon. Orochimaru-sama is rather genius, said Seikon. He knew that the dragon will be pursuing us as well, as Seikon could see the dragon coming towards him at incredible speed. As a blast of fire and lightning rushed towards him, they jumped away. Seikon then leaped up as he went through hand sign. Summoning jutsu, he said as he slammed his hand on the ground. A big poof of smoke appeared as the group came to a stop. What the hell are those, Naruto said, as he saw some blue, mutated creatures with giant wings. Those are products of Lord Orochimaru. Thanks for the DNA he got from your dragon. As Keiichi looked over in anger. That bastard. As in front of them was some things made up from various parts. They look rather disgusting. It was 4 of them. Their skin was purple with a lot of veins running through them. They had 2 large wings, and their face looked rather psychotic. They dashed towards Keiichi alone, with incredible speed as Keiichi flew up in the air. As they flew after him. They're gonna rip your dragon to shreds, said Seikon. Took you long enough, said Teiwaya, as suddenly 2 Sound Ninjas landed. Sorry for our delay. Seikon then threw the coffin over to one of the Sound Ninjas, as Teiwaya threw the other one. We will stay here and kill these guys. You guys go ahead. As the 2 Sound Ninjas took off at top speed. As Lee then stepped forward. I will handle that one, he said. So you think you can handle me, said Seikon. Naruto, I'll take the girl. As Shikamaru sighed. It seems like it's always my fate, he said. And you, burning with the passion of youth, go ahead and get the others as fast as possible and bring them back to the village, said Lee. I will, Naruto said. Good luck, man, said Shikamaru. As Naruto dashed forward, the two sound ninjas tried to stop them, but Lee and Shikamaru came to Naruto's aid, stopping the two sound ninjas as he brushed past them with speed. After moving a distance away, he created wood clones as he sent them back. Go and assist the others, he told them, as all of the wood clones went back. Meanwhile, Izumi and Xiome, the two sound ninjas. Damn it, said Izumi. He's behind us. Just increase your speed. We have to get these coffins to the rightful owner. If we fail, we are good as dead. I know, as the both of them kept up their speed, but it seemed flawed as they were not fast enough. Naruto was upon them in a second. Before they could even counterattack or ready for anything, Naruto drop-kicked the both of them, their bodies sent flying away as they smashed into two trees. As the two coffins fell down, but Naruto caught them as he placed them on the ground gently. I don't know what the hell you two were thinking, but it's time that I bring you. Naruto was cut off as he had to dodge several bones. Lord Orochimaru, require those coffins. I suggest you stand down. As Naruto turned to see a man with two bone swords, as he clenched his fist. I don't know who the hell you are, but you better get out of my way. But guys, we end this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn the bell notifications they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.